the earnings. The good thing is, like, you don't want to be getting dusted on these trades, right? I mean, you don't want this thing get dusted, but I mean, Amazon down like 10 handles is not even a huge deal. So you can see here, yeah, the market was up a lot yesterday. I think as long as you hold over, as long as you, this is like your flag break over here, as long as you can kind of hold over, guys, on the QQQ. So this is, you know, you've got a longer term kind of pattern on the hourly happening. So like you'll get a gap down today, but if you can hold over this previous flag, I think you're going to have still, you know, more upside in the market. Couple things to look at is that, you know, we're starting to approach the 200-day moving average. The last one time, two times, three times, the last 3 times we've hit the 200-day moving average, we faded off. Not immediately, but it looks like it's about the next day. So we do have an upside target of that kind of that 200 SMA. But on the downside, what we have to be just real careful of is that, you know, we have been rejected there a couple times. But there's always 2 dichotomies in trading, right? Like what's happened in the past, like your longer term picture of the chart, but then also what's like the shorter term price action. So the, you know, in the last few times that we ran into 200, even though the market was bouncing, the price action was really still like very volatile and bear market style trading. There's been a subtle shift in the internals of the market, and so you're starting to see, right, the volatility diminish quite a bit and more bullish setups really emerge and start firing and confirming on multiple time frames, especially like high beta and tech names, which is what you want to see to really lead the way in the market. And so we are getting that. So we do have kind of, I think, another couple days. What we need to see is how does the market digest this Amazon, you know, earnings. It's not really getting blown up that much for it to, you know, pull back 80 points in the scheme of things. It's like 5%, whatever. That's not a huge deal. What you don't want to see is like a Nvidia type event where, you know, the little sucker fucking moves down like 25% in a day. That's when things get really nasty. But 5%, like, you know, this thing, Tesla opened down 5% yesterday and it went green for the day. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'm not seeing really any other hot PR plays out there. So we'll stick with our regular watch list. Software infrastructure plays have been red hot. This is going to be like the leading sector, it looks like. So the leading sector, when you're in bear market trading, the stocks that start to break out first after, right, bear market trading is done and the market starts to bottom, these become the new market leaders. These become the new market leaders that start to lead the way. So these will be like your go-to stocks that you end up watching for the next 3 months, 6 months, right? So this ZS, hot. You got a volume pop on it yesterday, breaking out that flat top breakout. You got pretty much a flat open on this. Watch this thing. If it dumps at the open and we go red to green on this, I think this one's going to have a chance. Frankly, it even looks like, probably if you can catch it on a little bit of a dip, even looks like a swing trade. Twilly Ho, same type of deal. You got a flag pattern that it broke out of yesterday. The one issue with this stock is that when it goes, it usually always does it in 3-4 candles and then it's done for the day, right? So you got, you know, you see here, like it went from 104 to 112 in like 20 minutes and then it just runs out of steam. So if you're sitting there trying to catch like these little baby pullbacks after it's already run like 10 bucks, that's not going to be the proper reward to risk for you guys, right? Always think about, when you're looking at a trade, what's the average true range? Meaning, like, what's the average range or what they would call ATR on the stock? And you don't have to put a ATR indicator or anything like that. You guys, most of you guys aren't brain dead, so just look, right? What are the size of the candles? Like, how much does this actually move every day? You know, on Twilly Ho, it's like $5, $6, $7 is kind of its max. So if you suck it up at the open, then it just ends up doing nothing. So just kind of be mindful of that. If this thing kind of flushes down at the open, I'll watch this one for red to green. It loves to go red to green and like catch it like opening tick where like it'll just bust loose. After that, it's always been a crapshoot. The stock sucks a trade minus like if you catch it at that open tick. Now, this was a big breakout yesterday. I think this one, you know, we also keep on our watch list. It's got a pretty hot range on it. It seems to move around intraday like 10 points. The float on it's only 82 million. So I think this one's going to have a little bit of juice too. We've got NBEV here. Man, the sweet spot seems to be about kind of 70. I'd go about 70-35. Seems to be about the sweet spot. You know, when you're looking at trend lines and breakouts, there's never exact triggers, right? People that like look for exact triggers, they never, it just never works like that. You know, a release point or an inflection point is often like a zone. It could be 5-10 cents. What you want to start doing is as you approach that inflection point, you want to start looking on smaller term time frames for signs that it's going to break out, right? Meaning, what are some very short-term patterns that you would see right on that smaller-term time frame to push it into the longer-term time frame of the breakout, right? That's why they call it aligning on multiple time frames. When you can see the angles from different time frames, right? Your daily, right? Your hourly, your 5-minute. When you start to align them and push them together, that's when you get a really powerful breakout. But if they're not aligned proper, then you won't get it. And you know what? This thing very well may get dusted under here. We don't necessarily know. So just be kind of mindful of that. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. We'll keep this one on watch anyways. You know, these pot stocks, they're what they call, what's the term? Long in the tooth, short in the cock, right? But they may have another day or two in them. You don't necessarily always just die out just because you're a little bit overbought. This Labu's got a $50 magnet on this, okay? Watch this 50 spot. If you flush down at the open and you go red to green and then you take out that 50, I think that's going to be the hot spot to take this thing at the open. It has a really good range on it. It's been kind of kissing this 50 for a while. You are on day 3. Usually on day 3s, I like a quick dump at the open, flush everybody out, and then watch it rebound into the red to green. Guys, if you're new with this or you don't understand the names of the setups, then just hit the, you can go on our YouTube or the Bulls on Wall Street website. I've got every single pattern basically, categorized in videos for them. Cronzilla, maybe, the momentum, we can't fight it. The issue is going to be when you get this extended, like your $2 from your 9 EMA, if you try to buy it on strength, you can get, the shorters are going to come in on this thing and, right, you'll get dusted out. But what happens is, like, if you get big flushes intraday where you just kind of flush this thing out and, like, you'll run into, like, a level of resistance, you flush yourself out, you pull back 80 cents, $1, something like that, then what'll happen is once that happens, everybody will start coming in trying to short the thing, saying like, oh, okay, it's done for the day. And then what's going to happen is you'll start to do a 1, 2, 3 pattern and rebound back through. So be real mindful of that. Anytime you get an extended stop, and you're on like a day 3, day 4, day 5, when you start to chase it on strength, the shorters come in because shorters are always coming in day 3 usually on even regular stocks. And so if you try to chase the strength, they flush out. But if you catch it on the flush and then the rebound, then what you'll have is a much higher reward play where you can sell it into the breakout and kind of tell everybody, how's my D-taste, right? So that's where we want to go with this thing. Be mindful of those things. Coop, flat top breakout over here. You got 9 EMA curls for the girls. This is the right sector too. Software applications been the hot sector. All for this last like bear market kind of trading action we've had for the last 2 months. This has been leading the way. CLVS, this thing is red hot. 25 is really like, we're right at a key breakout spot. One caveat on this, okay, biotechs, it looks kind of like Labu, doesn't it? So biotechs are looking good. Labu, which is the ETF for the biotechs, looks like it wants to break out. So we've got a sweet spot there. The issue on this one, 1.6 million shares in volume. It's got enough volume, but it's not necessarily like going to give you power liquidity. Usually you need like 5, 6, 7 million shares to really be like just instant liquid. 1.6 million shares, you can trade it, but it's not going to be like, hey, I can just market order this thing back and forth and, you know, I'm going to be able to get in and out. There'll be a spread on this one, but when you have a spread, you want to really look at either scaling into the play or you want to make sure that you're kind of hitting it on dips before it breaks out. Anytime you have a little bit less liquidity and you have a spread, if you buy on the ask and you market order it and you buy into spikes, into like breakouts, you leave yourself open to retracement and then the bid dries up and the spread will widen and you get stuck selling like 5, 10 cents worse than you want. Always remember that. They'll suck up the liquidity and drop the bid on these type of plays after a spike, and so you never want to chase them and go market order style on these things. I think this APHA probably has room to about 10. This is another one you can't chase it on spike because it's just a thick stock. Ah, man, it trades thick too when you're in it. When the algos come on and they power through, it works fine. But otherwise, like it trades really, really, really thick. And man, I'm not really, not a huge fan of getting it on strip. AMD looks all right. This is day 3 now. Day 3 is tough for. Day 3s are not going to be any good for you, Abe, because you chase a lot. Day 3 plays, you got to hit them on dips. If you hit them on dips, you're fine. But day 3s, if you try to chase them up and you try to buy like little flags or little baby setups, flags are flamer setups. We need hot setups. We need double heat, right? We need super hot heat. So you need deeper pullbacks. You need pullbacks to VWAP and all that kind of stuff when you get this type of trade. It is on my watch list, but just be mindful, right? A thick stock on day 3, you want to hit it on dips. Don't buy it on strength, otherwise day 3 the shorters come in. Good. And then, we got this deck over here. This is probably the only good earnings play that I saw that I liked. Man, I should have hit this thing in the pre-market. Woo! Look at this thing. So the thing with deck is that it's breaking out the all-time highs up there. So anytime you get a stock that's breaking out the ATH, all-time highs, what you can do is like intraday, you can hit the dips. If it starts to ORB, this one's going to look good. Man, it was just at 136 a few minutes ago when I put it on, right? Good. So this one's got, man, I've started my voice a little raspy, man. Class went to like 10 p.m. yesterday. I've been just hooting and hollering all damn day. Woo! So now we got this thing right up in this kitchen, right? So 137 is the breakout. You've got all-time highs. Man, Deck has got some ugly-ass shoes, too, man. They're like just a more expensive version of Crocs. But, yeah, this is the only good gapper I found today. What was it? Hex? I'm not sure about. Man, didn't you ask me about Hex the other day? Yeah, Hex is still breaking out. What else is there to say? It's still cruising. You may get this thing into the, into the suction zone over here over time. Good. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. We had a nice day in chat room yesterday with PYX and some of these other ones. So I'll have to be just always, as always, just be a little mindful. It's Friday. Try not to screw up. Last thing you want to do is be stuck in the room, beating it, watching Netflix, eating ice cream because you lost a bunch of money on Friday. And you can't take your girlfriend out for a little bit of ice cream and a little bit of pizza, which every good woman deserves on a Friday. Next thing you know, you'll be hanging out with your mom. She'll be making you meatloaf, all because you lost money on Friday. Now, granted, most of you guys are traders and you're not getting laid anyways. The opportunity to even potentially get laid would require money because you'd have to pay these women. But if you make money, you can get a cool car, get a trainer, work out your muscles, get off that pasty, pale computer body, get yourself a spray tan, and then just get juiced up New Jersey style, and you're going to have yourselves some fun and make yourselves a little bit of money. But all of that requires profits. All of that requires profits. I love you guys. The moral of the story is Friday's a day. Don't take huge risks. Don't mess it up, right? It's just an easy way to ruin your weekend, and then you're going to be in misery, right, all damn weekend. I've done that too many times in my life where, man, I just sit there, I goof off on Friday, I go for a Hail Mary, and then next thing you know, right, you're like, shit, I just screwed up. So we'll have some fun. Guys, as always, I'll be in the Bulls on Wall Street chat room, shredding, doing my thing. You guys are always welcome to come and join. I'll be trading live all day in the Boom Boom Room. All right? Peace in the Middle East. Hey, Retro, good to see you, brother. If you ever want to chat, man, just reach out, send me an email, and, we'll hook up. If I could turn back time